What is happening here? All right, well, we're gonna pretend my hair looks decent today. Hello, friends, and welcome back. October is chugging along. Last week, I created my Aggie costume, and so this week I have no options. I have got to make the coordinating costume for Marnie Cromwell for my daughter, Bay. It is her 13th Halloween, and so it feels utterly and completely appropriate. Marnie is a young witch who is in love with all things Halloween.
Why are you so obsessed with Halloween? Halloween is cool.
Because her mother walked away from that life, she isn't really allowed to express and to acknowledge that side of her. She's on the cusp of losing her powers because it's her 13th Halloween and she has yet to start her training. In step Grandma Aggie. And since this is Bay's 13th Halloween, she and I kind of felt like this was the perfect opportunity to do this mother-daughter combo costumes. I know we're weird, we're silly, but whatever. It is what it is. Now, because I am making this for my daughter, I think I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I don't want to have her in the reveal as a teenaged minor. I don't want to put that. It's not an option. But I can at least show you guys how I made her Marnie robes, and then we'll do the reveal probably on my mannequin. It definitely doesn't fit me, so that's not an option. I made it out of very dark purple velvet that I got from Amazon. It is the stretch velvet that I use whenever I want stretch velvet. I've used it for my Winifred cosplay. I've used it for Santa stuff. I've used it for decades, and I absolutely love it. I was able to purchase through Amazon. This is not sponsored, but I do have an affiliate link down below. I got a 5-yard package of it for about $25, and it's a beautiful, beautiful purple.
I started off by using a coat pattern that I already have that I know fits her. I'm going with the longest length, and I'm also going to add some girth to the bell sleeve.
I did search the internet high and low for star and moon appliques or patches pre-made, and the reality is I couldn't find anything that I wanted that was in the perfect size. So what I did was I picked up a scrap of this silver lame, and then I used heat and bond and adhered it to the velvet with heat and bond. It kind of worked, and I was shocked to see how quickly it melted to that velvet. But I'll be honest with you, I kind of was a little worried about shifting and movement, and because velvet has a really high pile, I was kind of worried that those stars and moons won't stay on long term. So I did decide to go and do an applique stitch around the perimeter of all of my stars and moons. And I tried to use as many pictures and angles of the shots of Marnie's robes as possible in order to figure out where all of these appliques needed to go. I know that my interpretation of it isn't perfect, but it's close. The front of Marnie's robes and then the base perimeter has this really beautiful burgundy brocade floral. The closest thing that I could come up with without actually going out and spending additional money was I already have this gold and burgundy brocade in my stash from my years of doing Santa wear. So that's what I'm going to use. I didn't want to add any additional seams to the robes, so I treated the gold brocade as an additional applique and went around the perimeter of my pattern, tracing out a 3-inch border all the way around. That's what I then cut out and stitched it on top. I didn't have enough fabric for the lining, and again, because I'm really trying to not go out and spend more money, and I really don't have access to a fabric store, I had a large scrap of this metallic gold cotton I believe I got it from Joann's on the calico wool or Christmas. I don't remember, but it's 100% cotton, even though it's metallic. So it is soft. Using the pattern that I created to make my brocade applique, and I made facing pieces for the inside of the robe so that at least if it flaps open a little bit, you do get a little bit of that flesh of gold. To trim all of my edges and to hide any raw or any imperfections, I went over the entire perimeter of the brocade applique with this silver gimp braid. It's from my stash. I've had it for decades, who knows how long, and I probably have another 100 yards of it, so you'll probably see it again. I absolutely love getting to pick apart pictures and play costume detective to figure out exactly what goes into making a costume look exactly like the character. It's one of my favorite things to do. And since I don't have a very good brain when it comes to being original, my costuming background is in replication of stage and film. So it really is my happy place. Like, analyzing it and figuring it out and recreating it and researching all of the elements that go into it is really my happy place. So for me, this was actually a really fun couple of weeks working on these two costumes. Next week is definitely going to be another recreation of something that just came out, and I am chomping at the bit to make it. Well, you guys will see. Okay, thank you so much for hanging out with me again this week. I will see you next time for more shenanigans.